from Bethel High School in Hampton, WHCS Cable Channel 46 presents Peninsula District Boys Basketball. The Denbigh Patriots visiting the Bethel Bruins. Good evening, everybody. I'm Tim Cole along with Bob Hintz. We welcome you to Bethel High School for this contest between the Bethel Bruins with a 5-5 record and the Denbigh Patriots with a 5-6 record. Right now, let's go courtside as Bob has head coach Jerry Ferrier of the Denbigh Patriots.
Well, Coach, you're over here at the Bethel Bruins, and you two guys are matched up pretty good. Your records are pretty similar. You're 5-6 and played 11. They're 5-5. When you come into a game like this and you're visiting, what are you trying to get your kids to focus on?
Just basically doing the things that we normally, work on in practice and just play as hard as they can play. You can't afford to slack up. When you slack up, the tide can change, momentum will change, and before you know it, you're down, and you have to dig yourself out of the hole.
And it's not fun digging yourself out of the hole.
No,
but
never.
You play an up-tempo, and you got a tremendous guard in Timmy Smith. That helps you if the rest of the team doesn't sit around, right?
Right. Timmy gets everybody going because Timmy's not going to slack up, and he plays hard from jump ball to the final buzzer, and because he does that, the rest of them will follow suit.
Well, that's the way you're supposed to do it, Coach. Congratulations on a fine start, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Good enough.
All right, thank you, Bob, and thank you, Coach Ferrier. Tonight's contest is brought to you through the sponsorships of Zoom's, Zoom Sitco with 5 convenient Hampton locations, and in part by Wood Funeral Home, where Richard Pulley is the funeral director. On staff are Bill Leggett and Bill White. And momentarily we're going back over to courtside as Bob will have as his guest, pregame guest, the head coach of the Bethel Bruins, Craig Brehan.
Well, Coach, you're coming into a game with a team that's got a tremendous guard in Timmy Smith. Do you do anything different, or you just say, we got to go out and play our defense and make them to make the adjustments?
Well, of course, he's an outstanding guard. We're not going to really do any junk defenses tonight. We're going to come out and play straight up man-to-man, some zone, some trapping, and see where the chips fall from there.
Okay. Now, I know your team has struggled at times, but they look like this year that they're getting together sooner than they have in the past.
Well, we started out really quick with a 4-1 record, and I don't know if we got complacent or not, but when you give up turnovers, 20 turnovers a game, and you're not shooting the ball away from perimeter, and defensively you're giving teams good looks, you're not going to be successful, and that's what's happened to us the last 3 ball games.
All right, so protecting the ball. If you can protect the ball, you can win the ball game.
Certainly, that's the name of the game.
Don't be giving it to the other team.
That's right, it's the name of the game.
Good luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it.
Let's run back over to Tim.
All right, thank you, Bob, and thank you, Coach Brehan, as these two squads get ready to square off tonight. As I mentioned in the opening remarks, Bethel 5-5, as I've stumbled recently here, started off pretty strong. And the Denbigh Patriots at 5-6, and they are paced by Timmy Smith, who is the leading scorer on the Peninsula District, or in the Peninsula District, I should say. Better than 21 points per game for Timmy Smith and the Denbigh Patriots. As most of you know, the season about halfway through here, as about 4 or 5 more weeks left in the season. These teams jockeying for position. Of course, at the top of the district is Hampton. And these guys are in that lower echelon area where you, I think if I remember correctly, Bob, to make the Peninsula District, you have to be in the top 8.
Top 8 of the teams. This team's kind of fighting to make sure they're in the middle of the back. But, Tim, we get a lot of statistics and everything from Bob Killen. We really appreciate that, but the fans can go online now and come up with it's sportscombine.com on the internet, and they can pull up the Peninsula, and they can pull up the rosters and the statistics for all the teams, and they can even go and see what's happening in the Beach District and the Eastern and the Southeastern. So this is something that the fans might want to do to see how your team compares to the other teams, and we do appreciate having an opportunity for sportscombine.com to allow us to use their facilities and see what's happening in the other districts.
Well, I will tell you that I'm using it for my statistics and for my rosters and so forth, and it's a real big help. And you go right there and you can find out they have a complete tracking of all the games the teams have been involved in. They've got the players with their season-to-date statistics. They got the league leaders and everything else. It's really a in this day and age of the computer information, sportscombine.com is bringing up some good stuff.
Oh, it's at your fingertips, which is kind of neat. Tim, we will pick a player of the game from the Bethel Bruins tonight, and that player will receive a plaque and a shirt. The plaque comes from Buckwalter Engraving Inc., located at Tab Square in Yorktown. For all your engraving needs, contact Jim at 596-8850. Dave Buckwalter's the owner. The shirt comes from Islander Hardware and Sporting Goods, and they're located in Poquoson. They can meet all your sports needs with a full line of athletic goods, both team and individual, equipment and uniforms, plus they have screen printing right on the premises. Call Dave Chubb at 868-8467. John Roberts is the owner. And as we're getting ready to come up with the announcements and introductions of the players, I had a chance to talk with some of the officials tonight. We have a good crew of officials tonight. You and
we
I
always have a good crew of officials.
Well, yeah, but sometimes you get one that's a little weaker, and you always pick on officials anyway. I never picked on a basketball official in my life.
Well, there you see them, the officials for tonight's contest. We are going to have the playing of the national anthem, and we'll have that for you. I think we're about set to get that underway. As
I wonder what the holdup was for. They had to find somebody to sing it real quick on a tape so they could play it back. Is that what they did?
Your guess is as good as mine. The band didn't show, I think, is the problem.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight?
Come on, man. No jokes.
Tim, they didn't need a band. They didn't need any musical accompaniment.
No, and I wish that I could tell the folks at home who those singers were, but they did a nice job. And again, I don't know anything about singing, but the national anthem, I'm told, is one of the most difficult songs to sing.
And not only that, Tim, it's hard to sing, but to do it without an accompaniment, it makes it even tougher. We watched one of the young cheerleaders who are going to be thrown airborne here.
Hopefully they'll catch that person. Oh, yeah, catching is good.
Very good.
All right, going with the starting lineups now. Timmy Smith, the district's leading scorer, 21-plus points per game. Alan Whitley, number 12, will be at a guard.
Number 34,
C.J. Guidry will be one of the starters.
Number 50,
Kieran Lovick, number 50.
And number 52,
And Lloyd Knight will round out the starters. Knight averaging 7.4, Lovick 8.2.
Did you see on
There
your
you
screen?
see Timmy Smith 21.3. Guidry averaging 8.1 points per game. And guess where I got all those statistics from? You guessed it. That's right.
SportsCombine.com.
SportsCombine.com. Da-da-dum. Now for the homestanding Bethel Bruins.
And now for the Bethel Bruins, number 34, Reggie Proctor.
Reggie Proctor averaging more than 11 points per game.
Number 52, Brian Scott.
Brian Scott. He's averaging 16
Number
points per
12,
game.
Wendell Johnson.
Wendell Johnson, number 12, averaging 9.3 points per game.
32, Sam Davis.
Sam Davis with a 6-point per game average.
Number 5, Jason.
And Jason Price averaging 5.7 points per game. Round out the starting five for the Bethel Bruins. Bruins 5-5 on the season. Denbigh 5-6. And as we both mentioned briefly, the need for them to win because of that positioning. You don't want to be at the tail end of the 8 because that means you have to take on number 1
That's
when
right.
they get ready to play the tournament.
2, 3, 6, or 7. That's the place you want to be. Somewhere in that neighborhood if you're not number 1. Number 1, you get your automatic. You automatically are going to the regionals. You don't have to win a tournament or anything. Tim, did you give the officials?
I was waiting to have an opportunity.
Because I know we talked about them.
Yes,
and
we
I was
did.
on the other side, so I didn't know whether you had already.
Steve Panoff, man with the ball in his hand. To your left, top of the screen is Royce Bowden. To the right, bottom of your screen is Verl Caldwell. And they are the officials for tonight's contest. I had to wait till Verl moved till I said something about the 3 blind mice. didn't want him to throw his whistle at me.
Well,
Turnover.
Try to go right inside right away. The Bruins will go inside to Proctor and the big people, but there's a man that can hit from the outside in a
Timmy
heartbeat.
Smith shooting from the bus.
And we got a 3-quarter, 1-2-2 trap.
Bruins are able to break the trap. They feed it inside, and the short
Proctor.
jumper. Good by Reggie Proctor. So the Patriots bring it up, leading by 1. Timmy Smith. And again, we'll try the 3. This one is not going to fall.
Nice.
And the rebound comes off in the hands of Sam Davis.
And right back with the 3 is Wendell Johnson, Tim, number 12. Cross court, nobody was on him, got the open look.
Averages better than 9 points a game. From the corner, shot off the mark, just one shot.
And both teams right now playing a man-to-man, but we got a carry that time by Jason Price. You got to be careful of that hesitation. If you hesitate on the dribble, it's okay as long as your hand's on top of the ball. But if you drop it underneath, then you got a problem. And we may have a problem with these cheerleaders.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to ask them to slide down a little bit.
So we can see D game. Down low, short jumper is off the mark. And again, just one shot as the rebound comes off to Brian Scott, number 52. Deep in the corner, no good. And once again, each team only getting one opportunity. And that one goes off the mark, and back come the Patriots.
Oh, nice drive that time. Just didn't finish it up.
Loose ball, and diving for it is Proctor. It belongs to Denbigh, I believe. Mean old man.
Tim told me to do that.
Actually, if they've just stood back a little bit, it would be fine.
Yeah.
It's where they were standing, we couldn't see the players. Of course, we can use our monitor. There you see one of the young ladies, the cheerleaders in your picture. Timmy Smith in and out. The left-hander can't get it to fall. So after burning up the net the first couple of shots, neither team now doing much. Back at the other end, ball could have been offensive goaltending there, but it wasn't called. Ball was in the cylinder and got disturbed. Back come the Patriots. So neither team able to hit now. Timmy Smith. And they say no, he palmed it before he shot it.
And exactly, there's the same call that was done against Jason Price when he was coming down. Watch the replay here. See?
That's how you do that magical ball trick. Is
well,
you palm
see,
it.
you get by with that in the pros.
Oh, yeah.
They won't call that in the pros.
Absolutely. What do they call in the pros anyway?
Well, not much.
Price thought about it. Now this is inside and no good, but a foul is called, and Reggie Proctor will get a chance at the free throw line.
Looked like they called it a Lloyd Knight.
Knight leading rebounder for the Denbigh Patriots, better than 5.5 rebounds per game. Proctor at the free throw line.
People just like to stand in front of you, Tim. What's the key here?
I don't know. Proctor misses the first of two. Get no respect. You know what I mean? Get no respect.
You and Rodney.
Me and Rodney. Proctor's 6'7". I thought he was tall. I hadn't looked at his statistic.
I was not laughing at the missed foul shot.
No, you weren't. You were laughing at things that we can't talk about. Scotty whispering in our ears. And a basket will count as a foul is called.
This young man for the Bruins, Tim, number 52, Scott, as we watch the replay, is a transfer from Heritage, and has really helped this Bruin team.
At the free throw line after hitting the basket, that's Devin Hensom. And he'll get one shot as the foul is called against Philip Ward, his first. And neither team now able to hit a free throw, but we have a lane violation. Looks like Hensom will get a second try. Tell you one thing, they could play ice hockey in this place tonight.
Well, I walked by the door a minute ago as I was going over to do the interviews, and the young lady stuck her head out and she said, "Do you want some coffee?" she know we must be cold here. It's the only thing I can figure out. Why would she offer coffee to us? Nice job, Jason Price. Went right down the lane, Tim. Split the defenders, a nice little soft shot.
I don't want her to drink, but could she pour some on my feet? Loose ball. Price got it.
Well, it was loose ball because Reggie Proctor blocked the shot.
Oh, bad pass. That was telegraphed big time. Back the other way. Easy bucket. Nice move by Alan Whitley. And he makes the Bruins pay for that bad pass. We're tied at 7, 4:19 to go.
Well, the Patriots are now playing man-to-man where they were doing a trap before. Now they're playing man-to-man. And they're doing some outside pressure.
And a nice save for the Patriots.
And that was Denbigh's. Timmy Smith, it looked like he got a hold of it.
Smith from 17, nothing but net.
4 straight points.
5 points in the game for Timmy Smith, and it's a 9-7 Denbigh lead. Get it across the timeline, and they do. Jason Price will drive, and a blocking foul will be called against the Patriots.
And look, is the basket good?
Yes, it is. Here's your replay. Jason Price will get the bucket and a chance for a three-point play.
And you can see the Denbigh Patriot slide over to get in front of Jason. Nice job that time, concentration, because you knew it was going to be contact.
So Whitley picks up the personal. That's the second team foul. Jason Price will try to make it a three-point play. And if he can, and he does, it's a 1-point lead now for the Bruins. I don't want to drink that coffee. I want to stick my feet in it.
You want me to just go down and send somebody to bring some coffee, but put it in a pan for Tim's feet?
Well,
you want some cream and sugar with that? Or
yeah, that'd be kind of nice. Could I? Would you mind?
Oh, nice block.
Blocked by Proctor.
Second one.
And at the other end. Good work, both ends by the Bruins.
Got a block at one end, and he turns around, comes down, and has a chance for a three-point play.
Watch
right
the
here.
replay. Look at this. In 34, Proctor, he got down the court in a hurry.
See, right there, he's already down the court looking for the ball. That's what you do. You make sure the big man who is hustling, you get the ball to him.
Can't hit the free throw, however, and he's got the hat trick so far from the free throw line, has missed all 3 attempts. But the Bruins keep it as the ball was knocked out of bounds by Denbigh. Now the Patriots will bring in Carlton Spencer, number 20, and he'll replace Lloyd Knight in the lineup for Jerry Ferrier's team. Inbounds pass, and nothing but net.
That's a set play coming off of a screen.
Wendell Johnson has 5 points, and the Bruins lead by 5.
And the Bruins are still in their man-to-man.
7 straight points for Bethel. 3:03 to go in the first period. This game recorded on the 14th of January, 2000. Tim Cole, Bob Hintz, coming to you from Bethel High School. And Proctor with the loose ball, and he is pushed out of bounds. And how they're going to rule that? They're going to say it belongs to the Bruins.
Well, Tim, Brian Scott got the block that time. It's the 3rd block that I'm aware of that the Bruins got. That's why Proctor ended up with the ball on a nice block by Scott.
Ball knocked into, no, they're going to say it was not knocked into the backcourt. I thought it was, as Thomas Sumter had trouble holding onto it.
And I think that's what he's saying right now. Okay, just making sure.
Now they're going to converse a little more as the officials trying to get the play right, and now they do.
Right.
In fact, get it right. I wasn't really
because it was knocked
across.
across. He never got control of it again before he went across.
So a good job by the officials talking it over and making sure the play is right.
Communication.
And now Jerry Ferrier was liking a little more communication on this.
Yeah, wait a minute here. That didn't help me any.
No, but that was the right call as I saw it. And now they are allowed to throw it into the backcourt on an inbounds pass.
But you better be in the backcourt. You can't be in one end and then, oh, nice pass. Tough shot, but it should have got the 2.
And that one will get the 2. That'll be
Scott.
Brian Scott converting. He was fouled by Lovick.
Well, right now, the difference in this ball game are the 2 big guys for the Bruins, Reggie Proctor, who is 6'7", senior, and Brian Scott is a 6'6", junior. And they're not only getting rebounds, but putting the ball in and drawing the foul at the same time. You got 4 fouls against the Patriots and only 1 been called against the Bruins at this point.
Spencer comes out, and back in the game is Lloyd Knight for the Patriots. Lovick will trigger underneath the basket. Devon Handsome.
Well, he's running the point guard because that gives Timmy Smith more of an opportunity to be a scorer. But you heard that what Jerry Ferrier said, Tim, was that Timmy will get his rest of the team involved in the offense.
And this is Timmy Smith with the quick release off the mark badly. Philip Ward with the board for the Bruins, and then lost it as Smith steals from behind.
Oh, that's a steal.
And Smith will score. He'll make you pay.
That's 2 steals he's made that he's converted.
7 points in the first period for Smith, and we are under 2 minutes now. 17-11 in favor of the Bruins. Open momentarily and hitting the jumper is Thomas Sumter. So the Bruins up by 8. Timmy Smith.
Oh, he's got such a nice release when he stops, Tim. Stops on a dime and just pops that ball up. Does a great job.
He is the epitome of the soft shot, soft touch. And knocked out of bounds. They'll say it was last done so by the Bruins. Now a little shoving, but good-natured shoving. It didn't look like there was too much.
Well, they know each other.
Yeah. 19-13. Favor of the Bruins as Philip Ward comes out for Craig Breon's squad. Timmy Smith, high arching shot.
He's just putting on a clinic, Tim.
I think that we may get rain as a result of that shot. That was
He
so
put
high.
so much arc on that ball because that was the only way he could do it without it being blocked. And
Proctor.
nobody's going to touch it.
Proctor with the shot and the rebound. Handsome committed the foul over the back. Here's your replay. This is the Smith high arching shot.
Oh, if he didn't do that, Brian Scott was going to smack that out the door.
19-15, the Bruins with a 4-point lead, and they will trigger. Deflected, picked up. Whitley underneath Proctor, no good. And a foul is called.
Brian Scott getting a little bit out of control there. He's missed a couple easy shots he should have had. And as a result is making a foul. Full court pressure, both teams.
Denbigh down by 4. We're inside of a minute to go in the first period. And they make it a 2-point game.
Well, they're letting whoever's bringing the ball down get within the, we got a turnover here on just an inbounds pass. What a break for the Patriots.
So the Patriots with a chance to tie or take the lead, no good. Smith misses. Proctor with the long rebound. 35 seconds. Bruins may consider the last shot. Got to get across that timeline, though.
Jerry Ferrier is really mixing up his defenses.
Good block underneath. Back come the Patriots. Smith. Oh, my gracious. What a shot by Timmy Smith.
Being left-handed, they wasn't expecting him to do the scoop that time. And he not only did that, but he caught drew the foul, has a chance to take the lead. Watch this replay. Watch him underneath. He almost magic with that ball, isn't he?
Wendell Johnson picks up the personal, his first. That's the 4th team foul. Denbigh has 5. Of course, when they hit 7, that'll be bonus time. And Timmy Smith hits the free throw, and he has put on a clinic. He's got 14 points here in the first period, 14 of his team's 20. And now we reach the 10-second mark in the period. Down low, contact, no foul is called, and the Bruins get the basket from Brian Scott. At the buzzer, off the mark. Timmy Smith unloaded from 3/4.
It was short. It wasn't it was pretty well on the mark if it had been a little longer.
So a pace that started a little slowly for the two teams, and then it really picked up as Denbigh, after 1, leads by 1, 21-20.
Oh, Bruins lead by 1.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
I thought that's who I was looking at it. I'm saying, am I seeing what you're seeing?
Obviously not.
HCS Reports has a new look. Join anchor Beth Sadler Monday through Friday at noon and again at 5 p.m. for all the news and information about the Hampton City schools. And, of course, we want to talk about our sponsors, Zooms, of course, Zoom Zipco, with 5 Hampton locations, soon to have a location out there next to Tim, so Tim can have his potato wedges and Beantown coffee and all that good stuff that he likes. And
That's right.
WHCS Channel 46 presents your school board meetings on the 1st and 3rd Wednesday of each month. This is at 7:30 p.m. and it is live, so turn in and be informed.
Rebounds 13-7 in favor of the Bruins, and the turnovers, the fewer turnovers by the Patriots. 21-20, close game as we start the second period. In the lane, runner by Smith is no good. Smith in the first period had 13 points, 5 deuces, and a triple. Back the other way.
Oh, Jason Price took it all the way, kept Timmy Smith on his hip. Tim wouldn't let him get in position, and was able to convert the runner, about a 7-foot runner.
Price with 7 points. Lead is 3 for the Bruins. Timmy Smith for a 3, no good, and then a push-off.
Yeah, a little bit of push-off.
And that was, even I could call that one. That one, Devin Handsome called for the push off. That's his second personal. 6th team foul. So on the next foul, the Bruins will be in a 1-and-1.
Well, he's going to bring in number 34 off the bench, C.J. Gildry.
Want to mention Wood Funeral Home as one of our corporate sponsors tonight. We want to thank, they are a regular sponsor here on Channel 46. Of course, Brian. Richard Pulley. I started to say Richard Pulley is the field director, and on staff are Bill Leggett and Bill White. But what a resounding basket by number 34, Reggie Proctor, and he's got 6.
Well, that's what you want to do when you break the press. You want to get that easy shot.
Rebound comes off for Brian Scott.
I'm impressed with Brian Scott.
Down low, and they say no, he traveled. As Steve Panoff said, nope, you shuffled your feet.
I'm not too sure about that. You get a step, and I'm not sure he shuffled him, but watch the replay here. See if you can catch it.
See if you can pick it up.
No,
that looked pretty clean.
Looked clean to me.
Back to the live action. Bruins up by 5. Denbigh with the ball, and we've got a foul inside.
And this is a shooting foul? No. We got a timeout.
We do have a timeout. The foul was called against Darryl Spriggs, number 42 of the Bruins. That's his first. 5th team foul. 6:20 left in the half as the Patriots find themselves down by 5. 22nd timeout was called.
Tim, this is what I like in basketball, where they're fighting for every point. That it stays close. You can see some good individual effort, and then you see some great teamwork in the way the Bruins broke that last press, and Proctor getting an easy dunk shot. And it's good to see all your practices work out and come to a nice shot that time. What do we got going on now?
Had a foul in the corner, it appears to be.
Oh, another timeout?
Oh, another timeout, okay.
Oh, because they couldn't get the ball in bounds. Bruins, great job that time by Greg Breon, getting his Bruins in a pressure-type defense that denied the ball and caused the Patriots to call another 20-second timeout. Because if they didn't, they were going to turn the ball over on a 5-second violation. Great job.
See if the Patriots can break that 5-second time, and they do. And then we've got a whistle, and we've got something away from the ball. Looks like Jason Price and Timmy Smith might have been jostling a little bit and called a foul against Jason Price. Or is it on one each?
Well, I think each one of them got a foul.
Each one of them did. That's exactly what happened.
Well, and then you go with the possession arrow. Because it's like a jump ball.
Each of them are charged with their first personal, and that puts the Bruins in the bonus next time. Of course, next foul, Denbigh will as well, as they have 6. Whitley in and out, tip, no good. Proctor underneath, oh, no good, and they had 3 chances and couldn't get it to drop.
Well, Denbigh did a great job of that time when Proctor went up to kind of pushing him a little further and further away from the basket.
They did, and there's a foul, and that'll cost the Patriots the 1-and-1 as a little too aggressive.
That was a mugging.
Was Guidry. C.J. Guidry just mugged the guy, and that'll cost him a 1-and-1. 5:48 left as you look at Jerry Ferrier. He's not real pleased about that one.
No, he's a little upset right now, partly because of the team is not playing like they should, but when you make a dumb foul like that, you give the Bruins a chance to make 2 shots, 2 points uncontested.
See if the Bruins can capitalize on it. They do get the bonus as Darryl Spriggs.
Another junior, Tim, excuse me, he's 6'4", so the Bruins got 3 big men, and 2 of them are juniors, will be back next year.
So Spriggs gets both, and the lead now stretched to 7. Partially blocked.
And that was by Proctor.
Proctor got a hand on it.
That's got to be at least 3 for him tonight.
Price picked up at the timeline. There's no shot clock in high school ball. Jason Price with a nice switch of hands with the ball.
Well, he's saying, Timmy, if you can do it, I can do it.
And he's got 9 points.
And they're both about the same size. They're listed at 5'9" and 5'8", so.
On their tippy toes.
Yeah, they look like they're both. And we got to travel.
Yep. Unforced error as the Patriots turn it over. So the Bruins now will have a chance to add to their 9-point lead. 5:05 left in the first half. In the middle for Proctor, and Proctor drives, no good, tip no good, and finally chased down on the rebound by Guidry.
Bethel missing a lot of easy tip-ins there, but that's because of the pressure put on by the Patriots.
This is a 3-point attempt, and that's
Whoa,
nothing but net.
rainbow.
Guidry gets his first basket, and it cuts the lead to 6. And stolen by the Patriots. Good, but they get it right back, and now they say no, a foul caused them to get it back. Darryl Spriggs committed the foul. That's
He
his
reached
second.
in and grabbed him a little bit there to help him get the ball, but that's not a bad move. Almost could get by with something like that. That's a hustle move.
All right, so now, as I mentioned, both teams over the limit, so that'll be 1-and-1 time for the Patriots as they'll send Alan Whitley to the free throw line. They've only been there twice, and they are 1 of 2. And Whitley will not get a second attempt.
A lot of contact going up for the rebound of the Bruins.
Ball batted around, and that'll be a foul on the Bruins as that was a runaway truck there as Whitley just ran over, not Whitley rather, but Wendell Johnson just ran over the Patriot. Here's the replay.
And that's hustle, Timmy. You got to go for it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that kind of a foul. A coach doesn't mind. Hustle foul doesn't hurt. Thomas, who's that, Sumter coming in?
Johnson came out, and 23 Sumter checked in.
Sophomore, Tim.
And the Bruins get away with a break there as Guidry cannot hit the free throw. Proctor with 7 rebounds here in the first half. Price has it deflected and stolen by the Patriots, but can't keep a hold of it as going down, fortunately for him, on a padded area off to the side of the court was the Denbigh Patriot, and Jason Price took a shot to the midsection.
Yes,
as
he
he's
did.
rubbing his hip.
Well, he took a couple shots like that in football, but Timmy had on some pads.
29-23, Bruins. They get it to Proctor, and Proctor can't get that short jumper to fall. That one does.
Use the board, and you can put it up much easier.
Proctor now with 8 points, and that's the difference in the game. 3:20 left in the first. Whitley's long jumper, no good. Batted around. Proctor clears the board.
Well, he got mugged by number 50 that time. No call.
Proctor rubbing his eye to say, yes, I did. Pass back to Proctor is off the mark, and back comes Timmy Smith and the Patriots. And we've got a whistle and a foul called on the play against Spriggs. That'll be his 3rd. Smith will go to the free throw line. Watch your replay here. The other end, ball knocked away. And you'll see the foul right there as he impeded his progress, and Timmy Smith will get a 1-and-1, or is it going to be a 2?
Oh, it's got to be a 1-and-1. He passed the ball.
Yeah, I didn't think he was shooting. Steve Panoff over at the scores table discussing, well, I'm not sure what he's discussing, but something about the play. So it will be 1-1 time for Timmy Smith. This young man is just a junior. In and out. So no bonus forthcoming.
The Denbigh Patriots may be a little bit shorter than the Bruins, but they are crashing the boards.
Whitley picks up the foul. That will be his second. Both squads with 9 team fouls.
That's a good shot of Jerry Furrier there. Concerned. It seems like it's close enough that, a couple of breaks one way or another, and this game is a lot closer than 8 points.
Price with a chance to stretch it back out to double digits. And he'll get the bonus.
Well, the difference right now is the Bruins are hitting the free throws, and the Patriots are not. I look at the Patriots and I see 1 out of 5 shots.
You're right.
And 3 of those were 1-and-1, so that was 3 more shots they could have had. So that's a possible 6 points right there.
Price misses it, but the rebound comes off to the Bruins, but then they lose it.
Well, when you dribble the ball and you're a big guy and you get the ball down there low, then that little short guy can get the ball.
We've got a traveling call against the Patriots. So 9 points is the difference. 9 points are the difference. Which is that, Bob?
Ask Kozlowski, he's English teacher.
Well, we're reverse that. The difference is 9 points.
There you go.
In the lane, shot won't go. Offensive board work, and the ball wedged in the backboard and the rim, and that gives the ball over to the Patriots on the possession arrow. That's just like a jump ball.
And the Bruins have got to wonder, what are we going to do? We can't get the easy shot underneath the basket to fall. Well, one of the things they're doing is when they shoot, they're falling back away from the basket instead of going to the basket. Draw that contact.
32-23. Patriots trail by 9 as we are at the 2-minute mark of the first half.
Well, the Bruins are playing looks like a box and 1 with Price on Timmy.
Inside short jumper won't go, and the rebound comes off to Brian Scott.
And it seems to be working right now.
Minute 38 as the open man is spotted, and good block, but the follow-up works for Brian Scott. And he's got 7 points, and the lead is 11. Brian Scott with 9 rebounds in the first half to go along with his 7 points. And a loose ball is picked out of the air by Sam Davis.
Well, Timmy Smith that time just tried to do a little too much.
Jason Price, no, but a foul is called. He drew the foul. He was guilty of the charge. Jason Price picks up his second. And that'll be double bonus time, and they just give that as a possession.
Well, if it's an offensive foul, he doesn't shoot.
Right. That's what I say. It's a possession foul.
Yeah.
But it is 10 fouls against the Bruins now.
Wow, did I hear that?
Yeah, 31-11 is the difference in rebounds.
That 20 rebound difference, that's amazing. And they only got 11-point lead because Denbigh is not out of the
Yep, double dribble.
They're not out of the game.
The big difference is the Bruins have turned the ball over 12 times. And that's what hurts you.
Yep. You
get 11 extra possessions, but if you turn it over a dozen times, that's not going to do you much good. Less than a minute now. Ball batted around and finally taken by Timmy Smith. Smith is fouled, and they'll say no.
Before the shot.
Before the shot, and last week we saw a continuation foul called, and Royce Bowden, one of the better officials.
Yeah, he was right on top of that. Timmy Smith is still going to get 2 shots because they're in the double bonus here.
But he was fouled before he actually went into his shooting motion, and it was correctly called. but 2 shots for Timmy Smith, who is 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Make that 2 out of 3. Smith had 13 points in the first period and has only added 2 points here in the second. So the Bruins have been able to quiet him down. Jason Price is shadowing him everywhere.
And that's that box and one that they're using, and that has taken him out of the game a little bit.
So just 3 points in the second period for Timmy Smith, but it still gives him 16 in the game.
Well, the Bruins, the Patriots are now playing a man-to-man.
Last 30 seconds, and foul underneath, as at the free throw line will be Darryl Spriggs. He was hammered. Foul will be called against number 34, C.J. Guidry, who seems to either foul you really well or not at all.
He said, if I'm going to foul you, you're going to know I fouled you.
He's going to get his worth out of that. So Spriggs hits from the free throw line. He is 3 for 3 from the charity stripe.
Puts it back to a double digit.
Bruins hitting 60% from the free throw line here in the first half. And Spriggs, just as I say that, misses for the first time.
You put the jinx on him.
Sorry, Darryl. Patriots now don't look for the last shot. Timmy Smith fires it up, and that was interesting call there. It looked like the Bruin guy got grabbed by the shirt from behind him, but didn't get a call. It was
but also on this particular play, when the Bruins got the rebound, they gave it to the guy. He had 1 foot out of bounds.
Yep. So the Patriots get a break here, down by 10. Chance to cut it underneath the double digits with 15.1 to go, and heavy contact, and that will go against Spriggs. That'll be his 4th. So Darryl Spriggs has to be cautious or he won't be around for the second half.
I'm surprised he was still in there, Tim, with 3 fouls.
Coach Breon must feel like he's got the depth on the bench to pick that up. And Spriggs has played quite a lot here in the first half. Clearly enough to have picked up 4 fouls. This is Lovick who hits the free throw. That's 50% from the charity stripe for Denbigh now, 4 out of 8.
Well, they've picked it up a little bit. They were 1 of 5 just a short time ago.
Well, 4 in a row will do that for you. That's what they've done. Timmy Smith hit a pair and Lovick hits the pair. 10 seconds and a traveling call as they rule that Sumter lost the ball and traveled in doing so.
Well, when he stopped to make the move to shoot, his foot slipped right out from under him, and hence was the travel.
Smith's high arching shot, batted around, buzzer sounds to end the first half. So the Patriots are able to cut the lead back from what had been a 10-point lead down to a 8-point lead as we are at halftime. And our score is Bethel 35, Denbigh 27. We'll return to Bethel High School for the 3rd period of action after a brief timeout. Here at Bethel High School, the score at halftime is the Bruins 35 and Denbigh 27. In the first half for the Patriots, they were paced by, yeah, you guessed it, Timmy Smith with 16 points. He had 5 deuces, a 3 and 3 of 4 free throws. 4 points for Devin Handsome and 3 points for C.J. Guidry, 2 points for Kieran Lovick, and 2 points for Alan Whitley. And the Patriots hit 5 out of 9 from the free throw line. The Patriots, by the way, had 7 steals in the first half, and the Bruins had none. And in the turnover department, the Bruins turned it over 15 times to just 8 for the Patriots. But the big difference in the game is the rebounding, and has the Bruins on top 32-13. The biggest contribution, 9 by Reggie Proctor, and another 9 by Brian Scott. So a pair of Bruins with 9 rebounds apiece. For the Bruins, scoring-wise, they were paced by Jason Price, who had 10 points. He had 4 deuces and 2 of 3 free throws. 8 points for Reggie Proctor on 4 baskets. He was 0 for 3 from the charity stripe. 7 points for Brian Smith, coming from the field with 6 and a 1 for 1 from the free throw line. 5 points for Wendell Johnson. He had the only 3 in the first half for the Bruins. And 3 points for Darryl Spriggs, 3 of 4 free throws. 2 points for Thomas Sumter from the field. And the Bruins hit 6 of 11 free throws in the first half.
Well, Steve Panoff come over and asked me, he says, how are we doing? I said, well, Tim, I only saw you miss one. Tim said you missed, a lot of them. But
Oh, no, you didn't. I go out there and find my tires deflated.
I told him, I said, they're doing a good job. I said, this is a fast pace. Nice drive by Price. Fast-paced game is tough to call, but I said it was a great call back here when they reversed themselves. I said, because we could see it and on replay.
Way off the mark. And Reggie Proctor comes up with it for the Bruins. They lead by 10.
If he'd looked down the court, he would have seen Wendell Johnson wide open.
That one bounces off the head of the intended recipient of the pass and goes out of bounds.
That was Sam Davis, another 6'4" junior. Bruins are now still playing that box and 1. Price is going wherever Timmy Smith goes.
And one shot again for the Patriots. That was pretty much the story of the first half. One shot, you don't make it, you don't get it a second time.
That's what Killen was saying, but what's killing the Bruins is they out-rebounding, but you can't turn the ball over.
Twice as many turnovers charged to the Bruins. And we've got a whistle away from the ball.
And I think that's on Proctor. Or not.
It is. Yes, it is. Reggie Proctor. That's just his first. So the turnover gives the ball over, if you'll call a foul a turnover, which in essence it is.
Yeah, it is in that case because you had the ball and he had a foul away from the basket. And you see what they're trying to do. They're attacking this box zone.
3-point attempt off the mark. Long rebound chased down nicely by the Patriots' C.J. Guidry. And then we've got a foul in the corner. That'll be before the shot.
Well, that was on Price as he's tried to keep up with Timmy Smith. Timmy's got a very quick first step, as you'll find most point guards who are very good. Their first step is ultimately quicker than their opponents, it seems like.
Price called for his 3rd foul, so he has to be cautious not to pick up that 4th. Patriots work it down low, kick it back outside. And this time the ball gets loose on the floor and a jump ball. And possession arrow will give it to the Patriots. Zooms with 5 convenient Hampton locations, and another one coming to Newport News in the Hydenwood section. But Zooms has all that great food, Citgo gas. They've got the ice, they got the cold drinks, they've got snacks, they got candy bars. I wish I had one right now. The tank is empty, but I'm headed out of here. I got a date with a pizza at 9:30, I told you.
The tank is empty.
The tank is empty. I haven't eaten since, let's see. Oh, it's been an hour at least.
Well, that's not good.
Long shot off the mark. Back comes Smith and the Patriots.
You can't let him go transition because he'll either get the shot, make the basket, or draw the foul.
And one of those just occurred. A foul is called against the Bruins, Wendell Johnson, I believe, watch the replay here. Third foul on Johnson. So Timmy Smith, who is 3 of 4 from the charity stripe, make that 4 out of 5. He lit up the scoreboard in the first period, had 13 points after 1 period, but only added 3 points in the second period, and that's when the Bruins doubled the score on the Patriots by the score of 14-7 in the second stanza. So that cuts the lead back to 8.
Well, Denbigh's back, dropping back into their man-to-man rather than that zone press that they were doing.
Tip no good, tip no good. Third opportunity is good. So 3 rebounds for Brian Scott on that play alone. And the final one resulted in a basket.
Well, and you stayed with it, which is what you need to do.
Whitley's 3-pointer is off the mark. And the Bruins leading by 10 and the ball with 5 minutes left in the third period. Where are we going to be next Friday night, Bob? You got your schedule there?
Yeah, I do. But I'm excited about this ball game.
Oh, yeah. I was just thinking, nice move down the lane. Basket is good by Devon Hanson. I don't mean you have to look it up right now, but I'm trying to remember who we play next week.
Well, we go back over to the same Bruins, only they have to go to Crabberland. We're at Hampton High School next Friday night.
You don't think there'll be any intensity there, will you?
Oh, I think there may be a little bit.
Hampton and Bethel playing? Yeah, I think so. Timmy Smith with a nice move. What a bucket.
Well, he really does a great job of protecting the ball, not letting the big man get a chance to block the ball. Just awesome the way his body control. Cuts the lead to 6.
Watch this replay. This will be after the steal.
See, he stole the ball.
Now watch this.
Watch how he protects the ball and keeps it out of anybody's chance of arm reach or whatever.
The one thing television doesn't allow you to really appreciate is the quickness that he has. He's just, no one could lay a finger on him. He was there and gone before they knew it.
Yeah, and that it really happens. But the 21st is next Friday. And we'll be at Hampton, and then on the following Saturday, the 29th, we go to Phoebus and get the chance to see the Heritage Hurricanes. I tell you, the Bruins got to be careful here. They're losing a little bit of momentum. Denbigh has come into a full court, denying had the ball stolen that time, but stepped out of bounds with the ball. Full court now. They're really changing up their
Well, they said the ball was ready for play, but then as the long pass was thrown, they blew the whistle again. So
yeah, well, communication. That time you don't give the guy the ball if somebody else is trying to bring somebody back in.
We had a Denbigh player shaken up, and he has gone to the bench. That is 32 Handsome. So hopefully he'll be all right. Limping a bit as he left. I took that. Handsome's back in. It was not Handsome. It was 24. And the Patriots get it back. This is Handsome. And it doesn't go, but he is fouled.
Again, turnovers are killing the Bruins. And I know Jerry Furrier's good shot him right there. He's got to be kind of tickled the way the momentum has changed a little bit for his team. And you think Greg Breon is shaking his head of what can we do to hang on to the ball. Part of the problem is not protecting the ball. The second is not being aware where the defenders are. They come in and swipe the ball or knock it loose or whatever. You've got to be aware of what's going on and really protect that ball.
Fourth foul on Johnson. Wendell Johnson has 4, and Darryl Spriggs has 4. So a couple of Bruins in some foul difficulty here. We still have almost half of the third period to go. 5-point lead, chance to make it 4, and he does. So 2 for 2 for Devon Handsome, and it's just 2 possessions now, the difference. Patriots have clawed their way back here. And
again,
a bad pass.
Yeah, and see, Tim, There's no call for that.
Oh, bodies everywhere. Ball is loose. It looks like it is 1st and 10. I have not seen that prolonged a scramble for the ball in a basketball game. I've seen it on the football field, and now we've got tempers going a little bit. Now a technical has been called.
And I think it's on, I don't know how they called it on 52. He was just smiling.
Watch this now. This gets ugly real quickly. Here's where it starts. 1 player, 2 player, another ball, loose ball. See, the officials should have blown a whistle long before they got to this point. And there you see a tackle on by one of the Bruins on Timmy Smith, and that's who will go to the free throw line. But lucky someone didn't get hurt. Timmy Smith will get 2 for the technical, and he can make it a 2-point game. And Smith hits. That is his 6th consecutive free throw shot that he's made. Only missed 1. Make that 7. So he is.
And they get the ball.
8 out of 9 in the game is Smith. That could have been traveling, but
it was traveling.
Feed inside, and we've got a traveling call inside.
Whoa.
So Handsome is called for traveling. That's not a description of him. That is his name.
But this game is getting a little ugly.
Yeah, it's getting a lot of ugly, actually. Getting real physical. They need to. The officials are doing a good job keeping it under control at this point. It's just a 2-point difference. And the Bruins just get it across the timeline. Proctor was open, and then he is not Proctor's foul, but rather 24 McClone, who's just come in for the Bruins.
Well, he's got to get his head open. You got an easy dunk shot by Proctor. Get him the ball. Right here, Proctor is wide open right there, and then got to be looking.
Player control foul. That's just the first foul against Denbigh as a team in the second half rather, and 6 have been called against the Bruins. So the foul disparity is going to really be a problem down the stretch.
Another bad pass.
Rebound by McClone. So
again,
and he lost it.
That's 2 bad passes in a row by the Bruins, and it cost them a turnover and a missed shot, and then a 2 points, which ties the score.
Well, see, here's where the foul problem is affecting the ball handling, I think, to some degree, as hitting from the corner is Gerald Ballard. That's his first basket, and that comes at a time when the game was tied, so the Bruins regain the lead. 3-pointer short. But the Bruins in foul difficulty have 2 players with 4, and Jason Price has 3.
Now, they can't tell me that's not a foul.
For 3, no good. And the Bruins got 1 shot that time down. 2:10 left in the third. Nice feed, nice basket underneath by Lovick. Karen Lovick makes it a 41-all game. Proctor. McClone, and that is Sumter, and that should be a foul, and it is. So the Bruins will get a player control foul here out of this. That's just the 2nd against the Patriots. 1:50 left.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Jason Price was stayed out for as long as he did. Does he have foul trouble?
He's got 3.
Okay, that's the reason.
Yeah. Wendell Johnson has 4, as does Spriggs. So a bit of a problem in the foul category for Craig Breon's squad. This is Price, picked up at half court by Smith. $41-all. Minute and a half in the third. Good block underneath. Price bats the ball loose, but it's controlled by Whitley of Denbigh.
I tell you, the Bruins look like they got an easy 2, and Denbigh just knocks the ball away.
Proctor with the rebound. Big 6'7" Proctor, 6'6", I guess he is.
Well, he was getting hammered that time.
Up 6'7", right the first time. Watch the replay here. You're going to see that action that Bob was talking about. That goes back the other way.
You just got to go real strong to the basket. There's no reason you should miss that shot. You should, if you miss it, it's because the guy blocked it and fouled you.
Back to the live action now as we are still tied at 41. Jason Price across the timeline, deep in the corner. Shot is up, no good. Sumter misses from the corner, and back come the Patriots.
Well, you had Proctor out here or Scott out here setting the screen, not underneath blocking, rebounding. You shoot the ball before your big men are underneath there. Bruins only going to get one shot that way.
Whitley for three, got it.
You give me enough shots, I'm going to take it.
Alan Whitley gives Denbigh a 3-point lead, and it's half a minute to go in the third. Denbigh 5-6, trying to even up at 500. And the Bruins at 5-5, trying to improve above 500. Jason Price will score. So Price, with just his second basket of the second half, has 14. To the hoop, the Patriots, no good. Loose ball, Proctor has it. 2 seconds, 1 second at the buzzer. Good! A three-pointer for Sumter.
My goodness.
At the buzzer, Sumter hits to give the Bruins a 2-point lead after 3.
And Tim, that was great because he came across the half-court line. There was 2 seconds left. Watch the replay. I don't know, we don't have the clock there, but watch the replay. Takes control of himself, gets himself gathered, square shoulders, hits nothing but the bottom of the net.
The Patriots outscored the Bruins 17-11 in the third period. Bruins had led 35-27 at halftime, led by 8. But I've seen that lead cut to 3. In fact, Bruins needed a three-pointer just to have the lead after 3. But a big three-pointer by Thomas Sumter, and he had 4 points for Jason Price in the period, 2 points for Brian Scott, 2 points for Ballard. Not a lot of scoring in that period for the Bruins, just 11 points, while Timmy Smith added 8 points to his 16 points at halftime. Very quietly 8 points, 4 of those coming at the free throw line.
Yep.
All right, fourth period as we are in a battle here. Bruins up by just a pair. Team fouls as we start the fourth period. 6 against the Bruins, 3 against Denbigh. This is the young man who hit the 3 at the buzzer, Sumter. Guarded by Timmy Smith.
Good, hard, man-to-man defense.
Price with the runner.
Oh, nice runner. Oh.
Nice little soft one-hander, and Price now has 16 in the game. And the Bruins are up by 4. Tim Cole, Bob Hintz, and Bob Killen, and the entire Channel 46 crew bringing you this contest. Hope you're enjoying it here right on Channel 46. We enjoy bringing the basketball to you, and our next game will be at Hampton. And they very well may still be undefeated, as we will have the Bruins and the Crabbers next Friday night.
Nice pass that time into Reggie Proctor, but another nice defense by Corinne Lovick.
Bethel will have the ball underneath the basket. Ballard will trigger. Proctor kicks it outside. Jumper from the free throw line is good by Sam Davis. That's his first basket of the game.
Oh, he looked good on that. He really squared his shoulders and had a nice rotation on the ball.
4-point Bethel lead.
Bethel back still in that box and one.
Patriots work it down low, and the shot doesn't go, but a foul is called against Sam Davis. That'll be just his first. At At the free throw line for the Patriots will be Kieran Lovick. Chance to slice into the 4-point lead that Bethel enjoys. And Lovick cannot hit the first. Bonus time for this point forward. The Patriots will be in at least a 1-and-1. And Lovick misses both. So those free throws really hurt when you can't make them down the stretch.
He does that.
So the lead remains 4. Open for the jumper, and that is a deuce by Sumter. Now check that, 21 rather. You couldn't see who it was. Gerald Ballard. Down low. Nice move underneath by Lovick. So Lovick comes alive here with a couple of baskets. And the lead is back to 4. Jason Price guarded by Denbigh's number 14, Jamal Wiggins, who's in for one of the rare occasions tonight. Price is hammered underneath, no call. Timmy Smith fouled from behind. Jason Price got a mugging on that one.
Yeah, I think so. And I know he believes he did. Watch
Foul
this.
is on Ballard.
Oh, man.
I'm talking big time
Kieran
hammer.
Lovick put a body on him. They're letting him play at some time, and other places they don't. But if you gain an advantage because of contact, that's a foul. And I think Denbigh got advantage on that one. That's one of my definitions anyway.
7 in a row for Smith at the free throw line, and the deadly free throw shooter makes it 8 in a row. And 9 out of 10 in the contest, and it cuts the lead down to 2. Price rather. And we've got a travel.
Am I missing something? Am I missing something?
I'm just telling you what I'm calling here, and
well, that's twice we had. It's not a Phoebus, but that's 2 phantom.
2 phantom calls.
Woo.
Some of them we don't all agree on, but
Wait,
never.
I got to see the feet moving.
Whitley's 3, no good. Hit the top of the backboard, and then the Patriots hustle to try and keep it in bounds, but cannot do so. Nice hustle by Timmy Smith. I tell you one thing, he doesn't just walk up and down and shoot the ball every now and
No,
then.
he doesn't. He hustles on defense, offense, going for loose balls, you name it.
Inbound it to Proctor. Sumter with a nice move around the defense. Can't get it to stay down, though. Follow shot is good by 21. That is Ballard. He's got 6 points in the second half.
Got people coming off the bench. It's really helping the Bruins tonight.
Well, they got a couple with foul trouble. Wendell Johnson and Spriggs both with 4. Bryce has to be careful. He has 3. In the lane, nice roll for Lovick. That's 6 here in the second half for Lovick. And we approach the 4:25 mark, and Price goes down hard as an inadvertent trip.
He was bodied a little bit too. Jamal Wiggins said, "Oh, gonna body you a little bit."
Yeah, well, they very sportsmanly like exchange low fives to say, hey, didn't mean to watch this. This is some speed on speed here, and he just got him a little bit.
Kept bumping him a little bit, little each time.
So Price now being guarded by Wiggins. Timmy Smith has picked up Sumter. Then being a close man-to-man, Price got underneath the basket, was lucky to get it back, and now it's knocked out of bounds, and I think they'll still give it to the Bruins. Craig Breon, I believe he's called timeout.
Yeah, he wants, let's don't do one-on-one. Let's get everybody involved in the offense here.
Let's talk about David Allen and Zooms and that
man.
the student athlete thing.
Yeah, why don't I do that? We do want to thank Zooms and David Allen. They're giving an award to the senior basketball player on each one of these teams who has demonstrated academic excellence. These players be awarded plaques at the school board meeting after the season. We want to thank David Allen and Zooms for the continuing support of WHCS and our student athletes. And of course, I want to talk a little bit about our crew. On the slow motion, instant replay, Bev Penn, our camera people.
Bev who?
Baton,
Bev who?
Susan
We missed her
Bowers.
earlier. Bev who?
Hey.
Bev Penn, right?
Yeah.
I was out at the truck at halftime. She said something about Bob, but I don't know what it was. Exactly.
Yeah, but Bob picked on her, yeah. Nathaniel Braxton's the other camera. The engineer is Don Rouse. What am I getting a lot of static here? Andy Foley doing graphics and audio, and Scotty Bowers is beaming everybody up.
Well, Bob Killen was asking me if you and I had any comments about the length of the shorts, the basketball shorts that the Bruins.
Those are shorts?
More like skirts almost. Culottes.
Good strong move by Proctor. Love it. I love it.
That was about the same length as the shorts were when you coached, right?
Yeah. Hey, I think they call those things, I don't know.
They call them
Long pants
long
that
pants.
shrunk. They shrunk a little bit. You give them a long.
I don't know how they run.
You give them long socks and tuck them in, and they're 4x4s. Or what do you call those? You know what I'm talking about? Payne Stewart wears the plus fours.
Plus fours.
Called plus fours. Yeah.
Watch the replay here. You're going to see some of the quickness of the Bruins there. I'm trying to watch that and the live action. Here we are back to that. Patriots down by 2, make that none. They're down by none right now as Lovick has 8 points in the second half, and we're tied at 56.
And we're down to 3 minutes.
Yep, crunch time. You and I got a player of the game to pick here, too, for the Bruins. Inside, what do we got? Traveling? Yep. Yeah, I agree with what he's just asked the official. I think I was fouled first, wasn't I?
Well, he
Mr.
was.
Official? Well, it certainly was contact, so somebody could have been called. And Craig Breon says, I would wonder about that, too. He's got a question for Mr. Panoff about that.
Well, Mr. Panoff says, I'm over here, and I ain't coming over there.
That's right. I've never noticed that.
And what I say goes.
After a somewhat controversial call, the official will either turn her back or stay at a distance. You never noticed that when you were coaching, right?
Oh, listen, the only time they looked at me is when I was doing something bad, and they said, technical. And they never missed it. I remember one night I was sitting over there on the bench, and I had 2 towels. A green towel was one kind of a defense, and a yellow was a gold one was another one. And I said, wow, like one time, and threw it out in the middle of the court. They were down at the other end. They're back to me. So I go sneaking out, and as soon as I grab it, they turn around and go, beep. Oh, should have been smart and send somebody else out to get it, but no. I threw it out. I figured out how to go get it. Yeah, they didn't miss me.
They didn't miss you. All right. 2:51 left in regulation. Got to start talking about regulation at this point because we're tied at 56. Patriots moving around, and the jumper by Wiggins, his first basket, gives the Patriots a 2-point lead.
They're doing a good job of moving the ball around and finding the open man against that box and one.
And we've got a foul.
And that's on Smith, but Tim, that's only the 5th team foul on the Patriots.
Yep.
We got 2 more before the Bruins are in a 1-on-1.
This will be a player control underneath the basket. So you can afford to be a little more aggressive when you don't have to give up a 1-on-1. Oh, nice move.
Nice, strong move.
Scott.
That's what you got to do. If you're a big man, go big and go strong to the thing. We got things flying all over the place over here. I don't know where that came from, but Killen is asking the same question.
In the lane, a whistle and a foul. 1-and-1. That's the 9th team foul, so on the next foul, it'll be double bonus time. So the Bruins send Timmy Smith to the free throw line. He has hit 9 in a row, 7 in a row here in the second half.
You know, he is a tremendous shooter. If you watch him, he's got great follow through with the ball when he shoots his foul shot, Tim. Just a beautiful stroke. A lot of practice shooting that ball. Now watch his follow through here and his hand. We missed a little bit. There you go. Good shot of it from the behind.
So 10 in a row, 9 in this period, or this half, I should say. And we've got an offensive foul called against the Bruins. Ballard.
Oh, goodness me.
Here, watch to see if you agree.
Oh, no, he wasn't
moving.
there.
The Denbigh player was moving into him. Come on. Whew.
Wow.
Something happened to the home cooking.
But ain't no home cooking. Ain't no
Man
home
in your
cooking.
picture was just turned around and says, "What happened to the officials?"
I don't know, but you got to get in position. You can't be moving over into him and bump him, and then you draw the foul.
2:04 left in regulation, 60-58 as the timeout has been called.
Scotty wants to know if you're late for that date with the pizza.
I'm getting late. It's 2 minutes after 9, East Coast time.
East Coast.
Well, that pizza can wait.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer. Yeah. Had a question on that show the other night. What is a traditional dish served at Thanksgiving that's also the same as a country? Some of their questions are a little bit duh.
What?
Bethel, by the way, and this is a big reason why this game is close. Bethel's turned the ball over 25 times in the game. They've out-rebounded the Patriots, or at least they had at one point. But you can't turn the ball over 25 times in one game and expect to be out in front or even win. They'll be very lucky to win. Contact underneath. How's this one going to go?
That's got to be offense.
Yes, it is. Jerry Ferrier wouldn't necessarily agree with you, but that was the right call.
Well, I thought at that time Scott did a great. No, it wasn't Scott. I'm sorry.
Bethel with a 42-20 lead in rebounds. So that, but that's a wash. You turn the ball over 25 times, you can't, and double the rebounds in the other team, it's all going to come out even, and that's what we're looking at here. Bruins trying to make this game even. They're down by 2. Underneath and a travel. Brian Scott just took a little extra step, and the official was right on top of the call. And now another timeout has been called.
Well, so you can't go down and not tie the score when it gets this close. 1:33 to go, and you're down 2. You throw away an opportunity to score down there because of a travel, another unforced error. But the turnovers have just plagued and killed the Bruins tonight. This game would not be close if it was not for the turnovers. And some of the turnovers are caused by the defense. I don't want to say it's all the Bruins.
Oh, no, certainly not.
But they've had a lot of unforced turnovers tonight.
Well, we got to pick a player of the game here for the Bethel Bruins.
Well, who's your ideas here?
Well, of course, let's see. We got Jason Price, who had 10 points in the first half. He's added 6 here. He's got 16. Gerald Ballard has scored 6, all of those here in the second half. Wendell Johnson has 5. Sumter has 5, including that three-pointer at the buzzer. Reggie Proctor has 10 points, only 2 in the second half. It's been pretty much Denbigh in the second half, certainly in the fourth quarter at least. And we have a tough thing we're going to have to do here before we're done. And Proctor got him, and that'll be a 2-shot foul forthcoming for Kieran Lovick, who is 2 of 4.
Well, I tell you, I think Brian Scott's done a great job tonight. Proctor's done a good job. Price not only has scored, but he has been the main man that's been on Timmy Smith, and so that's got to wear you out just guarding him.
Lovick hits the first. It is double bonus time, so had he not hit it, it wouldn't have mattered. But Lovick hits both, and it's 4 points. The Bruins. And Proctor is fouled by Lovick.
Well, that puts the Bruins on the foul line with 1-1. Now you got to hit them because you're down 4, and you got just over a minute to go. But you got to get the first one, because if you don't get the first one, you don't even get a chance for the second shot.
So Reggie Proctor, who has not been able to hit from the free throw line, he had 3 attempts in the first half and missed all 3. Needs to zero in on this, and he does.
Oh, nice stroke that time. He very relaxed, had a nice follow through. Both of those nice pressure free throws.
2-point difference. 1:10 to go. Full court pressure applied by the Bruins. What a nice move by Timmy Smith. Just went right around the defender. And he spots an open man underneath. Easy basket for Lovick.
Well, that puts it back to a 4-point lead. You got to make a stop.
Nice play by Sumter. And now the Bruins call a timeout to set the defense. 2 points the difference.
It's still anybody's game, but you got to keep the ball out of Timmy Smith's hand, because if you got Timmy Smith, then you're concerned about what he's doing. As we watch the replay right here, and he'll come back out, and then he'll find somebody wide open underneath the basket. You can't fall asleep if you're not guarding Timmy Smith. You got to be guarding your man. You can't let Denbigh get that kind of an open shot down underneath the basket as we watch the replay of the Bruins basket. Tim, I think we'll go with a couple of players tonight for the Bruins on player of the game. Number one, I got to go with Jason Price. I think not only has he been the point guard, run the offense, but, you know, when you have to guard somebody like Timmy Smith, you are really – you don't have a chance to relax. You got to only run your offense, but then you got to hustle back on defense and do a good job. And the second one, I think Brian Scott has done a great job. He's transferred in here, come into a new situation. He's got to learn a new system and has done a real good job. So we'll go with 2 of them tonight, Brian Scott and Jason Price.
Sounds like a good choice to me. Now the Bruins tie up, and a possession arrow gives the ball to the...
No, Tim, he called timeout. Proctor had the ball and called timeout, and now Pranoff says no. I thought he said he had...
Well, let's wait and let them decide what they're going to call.
Well, I mean, I was going by what...
I understand, but I'm not sure what the call is yet.
But I thought he said timeout. Well, the official can't say your team's got a timeout unless you got the ball.
So a timeout appears to have been called, but who's got the ball is the big question. Watch and see if you can determine what happened. The ball is wrestled for. Now, yeah, and the timeout is called, but
right,
you'd have to have possession to call timeout. Your point is totally
no. Brian Scott called timeout. Proctor had the ball. Now, if he had it by himself, I don't know. But you can't call timeout when nobody has possession. Or can you? I thought you had to have possession.
I think in basketball, only on a dead ball can you call timeout without someone having possession, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the ball's knocked out of bounds or a dead ball, and you can call timeout. Anyone can. But if you have possession of the ball, only you can call timeout.
Yeah, and the timeout was called before the whistle. So it remains Denbigh ball.
Well, no, it looks like they're going to shoot free throws.
Well, maybe they don't have any timeouts left.
Oh, that would explain it.
Yep.
So that explains it. The technical for calling a timeout when your team has no timeout. So that clarifies that a lot, doesn't it? It was the right thing to do if you had timeouts. Brian Scott was trying to make sure that they did get the timeout, but you got to have them first.
Well, we saw that happen in a NCAA Final Four championship game. Michigan, Weber, I think it was, called a timeout and didn't have any.
The most famous timeout ever called in college ball that I can recall. So that really hurts because it gives Denbigh 4-point lead and the ball.
Yeah. And you got to foul. You got to foul. And but that's the guy you don't want to foul.
No, you
he's
sure
made
don't,
about
because he's
12
been
in a
deadly.
row.
He's just been deadly.
They're not even looking to score.
And now the foul is committed by Sumter.
Bruins let this game get away from them because, number one, they turned the ball over. And I think that's number 1 through number 10. Well, how many turnovers they had. But we do want to thank Islander Hardware and Sporting Good and Buckwalder / Engraving Inc. for allowing us to recognize Brian Scott and Jason Price as our players of the game tonight.
16, make that 17 out of 18 in the ball game, 16 in a row for Timmy Smith from the free throw line, and he finally misses.
Oh.
34 points in the game for Timmy Smith unofficially. A 5-point difference. This could cut it to 2. No, off the mark. Proctor bounced it on the baseline, so it'll go over to the Patriots.
Well, that just kind of puts a nail in the coffin because you got to foul. 20 seconds, you got to foul, and who you don't even want him to touch the ball, let alone if he gets it to foul him. He's what, missed 2 out of how many, 18?
Yeah, he has hit 16 free throws in the second half, 18 in a row, before finally missing the second of 2 a moment ago. And unofficially,
he's 18 of 20.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's missed 2. And he's 18 of 20. I've got him unofficially for 34 points, make that 35 as he starts a new string. 19 seconds remaining. Denbigh on top by 6. And hopes fading for the Bruins. Timmy Smith just been almost automatic from the free throw line tonight. Sumter with no pressure gets the 3, and they can't call a timeout, so normally you'd want to set up your defense, and now all they can do is foul. And that comes with 9.5 seconds remaining. And now at the free throw line for the Patriots will be Devon Handsome, who had 4 points in the first half, added 6 so far, so he's got 10 in the game and can add to that total here. And he does.
And he does.
Interestingly, now Jerry Ferrier calls a timeout.
I'm sure what he's going to tell them is, fellas, let Bethel go down, let them shoot. If they make it, no big deal. And don't even try to bring the ball in bounds because the clock will run out.
Part of the strategies you got to employ when it's a close game, and you know, it's like the old take a knee in football.
Yep.
Speaking of football, how did Dallas do last week? My wife is a big Minnesota fan.
The only reason you asked me is because your wife is a Minnesota Viking fan.
Yes, she is.
As both of my boys, so. But that's all right. You can. I got the motorcycle. I got the motorcycle,
Yes,
and I'm going to get it painted Dallas blue.
Right over that Washington Redskins insignia, right?
Big O star.
So Handsome finishes the game with 5 consecutive free throws. Denbigh started cold from the free throw line, but Boy, did they heat up. And now the tip in by
That was by
the Bruins, Proctor.
yeah, Proctor.
8, 10, 12, 14 in the game for Proctor. But the Denbigh Patriots pull it out. They trailed after 3, but just too much Timmy Smith and too many turnovers.
Too many turnovers. That's, I think, the key to it, Tim, is the turnovers. If you're going to turn the ball over that much, then you've got to make sure, you know, you're not going to lose the ball game. But you can't win many games when you turn the ball over that many times. Even though you beat them on the boards, it doesn't do you any good.
We want to thank our sponsors for tonight's game. Again, Zoom's Sitco with 5 convenient Hampton locations. And the game was brought to you in part by Wood Funeral Home, where Richard Pulley is the funeral director. So we want to thank our crew and all the fine people here at Bethel High School for all of their help in our bringing you this contest tonight. The final score again is Denbigh 71, Bethel 67. For Bob Henson, Bob Killen, this is Tim Cole. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.